Patience since the show ended yesterday. Y'all buckle up. Y'all turn your volumes up. This is about to be about as good as it gets on sports television. Shady McCoy, can Luka Dončić, in your opinion, be the face of the NBA with an NBA title?
Real quick, because I'm all about, respecting my OGs.
Yes, sir.
And you are the basketball expert OG, right?
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna give you the floor first because I'm gonna take this whole thing over. So I'm gonna let you go because you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't pass. You know what I mean? I got that Chase Daniel. Chase, you know how you do.
The answer is, can he be? Yes. Is it one title that will get him there? That's what I'm not certain about. You have to capture the imagination of basketball fans. But this is where I think Shady and I are going to get into a disagreement. Based on the way the NBA has operated to this point, I would say no, he can't, because he's not an American. And we've always had Americans as the face because we've always embraced the NBA and basketball in general as our sport, as much as anything else, right? But the NBA is shifting in how it approaches itself and how it presents itself and how it markets itself. It is going global. Adam Silver is talking about creating a European division of teams. We look at the best players in the league right now who year after year for the last few years have all been competing for MVP. They've all been international players. And I know from a business standpoint, the NBA believes that it has saturated the market as far as the U.S. is concerned, and for it to grow in popularity and in revenue, that it has to go global. And so when you look at that and you take a Luka Dončić, who has the personality, I believe, the game, the way he approaches it, like he's not dynamic like Ant. He's dynamic in a different way, but he brings you that personality. He's going to talk trash to you. He's going to say, give me the ball and let me take over. We're not used to Euros being that way. Even the way Nikola Jokic plays, he doesn't play with that kind of verve, right? So that's where, when I look at all of the dynamics, are we there right now? No. But is that where the NBA is trying to go? Yes. And I can't think of anybody that kind of fits the past and the future the way that Luka does as far as being that face.
So I'm gonna clap because half of that was half of the thing I said you were saying.
So it's one hand clapping. You agree with the half that I agreed with you.
So no, he can't, right? And the one thing you said is, you gotta be American. It's America. You gotta be American. And I'm gonna tell you why. For example, okay, so Jokic. I mean, I can't name a player that's been playing better than him the last 3, 4 years, 5 years. All these MVPs, that don't matter though, because you can't really relate to him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how well you guys dib and dab in like the communities. I'm always in the community. I'm doing like community work with kids, right? Young kids. And I only can talk about what I can relate to. When I go back home to these areas, right, doing community work out here in LA, doing stuff with Deshaun Jackson, his hometown, right? Back home in Philadelphia, all these places. We talk football, right? And then we talk basketball. And I don't know if it take you back to when you was a kid. I remember having the basketball fadeaway, MJ fadeaway, Kobe, crossover, Iverson, right? Today, dudes love Luka. I got friends and kids that love Luka, but they not saying, Luka, they not saying that. When they go to the sneaker stores, the first dude they not saying, yo, give me the Luka new sneaker. They're not doing that. You know why? They can't really relate to that. Ja Morant, I'll give you an example of Ja Morant. People, they criticize the stuff he's doing with the celebrations and all that. But them kids in these areas, though, right, that play basketball all day and all night, they're going to AAU tournaments, that become these young stars, that become superstars in the NBA, they are acting like Ja Morant, basketball-wise, I'm saying. The celebrations, right? They're doing the gritties because they can relate to that. So it's not a Luka, it's not none of the issues with them. It's just that if you're a young kid, come from playing a game, you only can relate to what you can really relate to. And you really can't relate to Luka.
Let me ask you this.
Real quick, the commercials.
Yeah.
You ever seen Ant-Man's commercials?
Yeah.
You put yourself in Ant-Man's shoes. That's why MJ was so popular. His commercials. You see, I can be Mike, the smile, the talking. I haven't really seen Luka even talk in commercials. Have y'all? That's a question. No, you haven't. So as an American, if you're talking about being the face of the league, it's not just only being an American. You got to appeal to the people. Jason Tatum, he should easily be the face of the league. He got the stats, accolades, got a nice look to him. He's a good person, right? Family, got his son all the time. And he's not even the face of the league. And he's an American. You get what I'm saying? It's not about nothing against Luka and none of these guys, but if you're going to be the face of the NBA, the young kids, because it's really the young generation. It's not the old heads. We don't really run nothing. It's the young youth. The youth,
You're right.
Those are the ones that look and appeal to everything else.
But it's a different market that they're trying to appeal to. The market that you're talking about, the NBA believes that those kids are going to be basketball fans and NBA fans, regardless of who the face is. Like, they're trying to find a face that's going to appeal globally. And the one part that I think that you're missing on is that Luka has, that Jason Tatum and Nikola Jokic don't have, is that he's coming for your lunch. Like, I'm going to put it on you. And I think that that's what you have to have as the face of the league.
One, I love having this conversation because we got Americans here. We got me. I got 2 passports, Nigerian, obviously, American. I don't know if Luka can be the face because of what Shady said. But because of what Slick said, I think Luka can get as close as a foreign player has gotten. When I think about why foreign players can't be the face of the NBA, it's not because I'm xenophobic. I am Nigerian. I think about a couple things. Number one, what's the first basis of knowing somebody? Can I say your name? Why do we call Giannis the Greek freak? Because we can't say Antetokounmpo.
I still struggle with it today.
Why do we say the Joker? Because we can't say Jokic. We can say Ja, and we can say Morant. We can say Anthony, and we can say Edwards. We can say LeBron, and we can say James. We can say Kobe, and we can say Bryant. We can say Michael, and we can say Jordan. But say Antetokounmpo. So that's the first barrier to entry is we can't say your name, but we can say Luka Dončić. That's the first thing. The other reason I believe Americans are more prone to being faces of the NBA, because we've known him for longer. We knew Jordan's high school story, got cut as a freshman. We're introduced to LeBron James as 15. So by the time you're in the NBA at 19, 20, 21, we're acclimated to you. We didn't meet Jokic until like 24, 25, as it pertains to him really being a dominant force. Giannis was in the league for 8, 9 years before he made it to an NBA Finals. True story, go back and fact check it. We don't learn foreign players until later. But Luka, we knew Luka at 15. The last reason is also the personality, and this is really the biggest thing. Do you vibe with the culture? Foreign players, more often than not, they don't. Think of it very simply put. Giannis, where does he rank in tech since he joined the league? 61st. He don't trash talk. He be chilling. Jokic, where does he rank in tech since he joined the league? 39th. He don't really trash talk. He be chilling. Where does Luka Dončić rank? 2nd. So to Slick's point, if any foreign player is going to fit in, you got to check the box of have we known you for a long time? Luka checks that box. Can we even say your name? We can say Luka Dončić. And then do you have the personality, the swagger, and if we're being honest, America and Americans, the arrogance. Because Americans think they better than everybody.
And
I
so
know I
does
travel often. And Luka does as well. Giannis doesn't. Giannis beat KD to go to the finals and said, KD's a better player than me.
Giannis,
he literally said it.
Giannis said, let me get Damian Lillard. Damian, here's the team. You lead us.
But Luka don't play those games.
No.
So if any foreign player can, it is Luka. But up until now, no foreign player.
I hear everybody. You know, I hear what Shady's saying. I hear what you're saying. But you guys are forgetting one key point here.
What's the point? Tell me.
It's where you at.
That matters.
If Myles Garrett played for the Dallas Cowboys, he would be the face of the NFL probably. If T.J. Watt played for the Dallas Cowboys, we'd be talking about him totally different. Luka played for the Dallas Mavericks, and in the AAU circuit, it's 1,077 jerseys. And my sons, both my sons is in. It's 1,000 young black kids wearing 77 jerseys. Now you're in La La Land, man. If you a 5-time All-NBA dude and all this, and you play the way you play, you got that dog in you, you have that it factor and all that, and you're out here in La La Land where every one of your games is primetime TV, and if you make a run at a championship and tie the Celtics, I don't know how you can say he ain't. And you might not wear his Jordan shoes, you might not wear none of that. But Luka Dončić, everybody knows who he is. The young kids got 77 jerseys on. I don't know if you know, but when he came to the Lakers, you seen what was in the chairs. When he went to Dallas, you seen what was in the chairs. Luka is that dude, and now he's with one of the biggest brands ever. That has to mean something. He's not in Dallas no more. He's in L.A. now.
Yeah, and that matters.
That is going to mean something.
I think popularity, I think, goes up more. But I want you to do some homework, right? Because I got a 13-year-old son, and Him and his boys, they got all, they funny, right? They watch this on TV. You know, it's like, my son's always been, he gonna watch it, but he's always been like nerdy. And now he's coming to his own. Now he's saying cool words. And he's thinking, I don't know what they mean, right? But I want you to do some homework. I want you to go home, right, and talk to your kids and ask them certain questions. Him and his boys, right? And ask them, yo, who would you want to be like in the league, basketball? I guarantee you, right, they won't say Luka. Hold up.
I know they won't.
Hold up. Say, ask them who would you like to be, who would you rather be like in the pros? And then ask them, yo, well, who do you like in the pros? Because some of them are going to say, yo, I like Luka.
Yeah.
But they don't want to be like him because they can't really relate to him. Does that make sense? And it's like, it's no disrespect to Luka, though, because he is a phenomenal player.
Nobody's saying
But I just think back another point, the culture. The culture now is...
Matters.
The culture now is starting to be mainstream now, right? You're starting to see country singers dipping into the culture,
Sure.
right? You're starting to see, like, Little Baby and Lil Wayne with Taylor Swift. You're seeing it now, okay? And so when I say this to you, and I just want you to hear what I'm saying to you.
I'm listening.
You only see Luka play basketball. You only see Luka in a Laker jersey.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
LeBron James, he's the best role model I've ever known about. You see LeBron everywhere. Fashion Week, on rap videos. When the Kendrick Lamar and Drake was going at it, you seen freaking LeBron rapping the lyrics and all that. Yo, that's culture. I can go to every single player that's big time in the NBA, and you can see him not just playing basketball. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
But that's what you've seen to this point.
And that's all I think. One thing I can't do, dog, I cannot talk about the future. I don't know that. You get new presidents, you get all type of new stuff.
That's what we're talking about.
So I'm talking about right now, today. And real quick, Kawhi Leonard don't even talk. If Kawhi Leonard decide to come to the Lakers, his jersey will be a top seller too. It's the LA Lakers.
That matters.
Last thought, Slick.
That matters.
Take your time, Slick.
I look at the NBA evolving. You're right in terms of where it's been. But if I look at where it's going, look at how the game is played. It's adopted the European game. The drive and kick is from Europe. The league and its mentality and its approach has all changed. And so you're right in that we haven't seen Luka Dončić away from the court. We haven't seen that of him. But now that he's in LA, are you telling me that they're not going to be commercials? Are you going to tell me that we're not going to see him stepping out? We're going to tell him, like, that we're not going to see him in social situations? Like, I believe that we are. And I may be making too much of this, but I feel like a huge pivotal moment for him and his connection with NBA fans was the image of him sitting on the bench in Dallas in tears, watching his highlights. Because I feel like everybody connected to that moment. Look how much he cared about being a Dallas Maverick. That felt so emotional and personal. I think it opened up people's connection to him.
There's something Shady said, and I'll leave it at this, because I think what Shady said might be one of the most powerful points.
Oh, thank you, man. I love you being honest, man. Thank you, brother.
There's a difference between the statement of I like you and I want to be like you. And I think I want to be like you is what makes you a star. I think I like you can make you famous. I want to be like you makes you the face. And I think a lot of people can like foreign players in America, but I want to be like the foreign player. That's where I think a line is drawn, at least up until this point. And Luka, we'll see if you can cross the line.
Real quick, when you left, right? When you after the season, where'd you go? You played in Philadelphia. Yep. After the season, where'd you go?
Probably back to Austin.
Cool. When you after the season,
home to Cali.
Okay. I was living in Philadelphia, so and my hometown was an hour away. When Luka and Jokic, when they get done with the season, do you know where they go? They go home. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How can be the face? It's not even home for you.
Yeah. But it's a real point.
I speak facts, man.
I'll share this story. When I saw Giannis had a movie come out, and he did a movie premiere out here. I didn't call him Giannis. I said Ugo, because that's his Nigerian name. He smiled bigger when I called him by his native name than when I called him Giannis. I didn't call him a Greek freak. I said, hey, you know my name. That was his response to me. I got it on video. You know my name. I'm like, bro, that's Shady to that point is right. It's like the foreign players they're foreign players.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if
What's
they
his
could be an
name?
American
Ugo?
star.
Ugo.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.